Westminster by Alistair Campbell. Evening to you. A lot of people trying to make head or tail of what the Prime Minister said. Your colleagues say it's a dignified and statesmanlike offering from him. Those on the other side of the House saying that it's a blatant piece of party gamesmanship and has nothing to do with dignity.
What it is, I think, is it brings sense to this very, very complicated and difficult situation which the election result threw up. No party won. No party leader got a very clear mandate. The Tories got most seats, they got the biggest share of the vote, and the options remain a minority Tory government, some sort of deal between the Tories and the Liberals, and they can carry on their discussions with that. But what's happened today is that Nick Clegg has indicated to Gordon Brown that there may be sense in actually a discussion developing. There have obviously been sort of behind-the-scenes discussions going on, but a proper policy-based discussion developing between Labour and the Liberal Democrats to see whether the basis for a coalition government can be formed. And I think actually a lot of people will feel that's not about, if that materialises, is not a bad outcome from this election. Let's just, you know, go back a bit where we were.
Do you think that's what the British people really voted for?
Well, what they certainly didn't. They certainly voted for change of some sort. No doubt about that. Let me finish. Well, they voted for change of some sort.
I thought you wanted to have a discussion.
No, I wanted to answer Jeremy's question, if I may.
Oh, right.
They wanted change of some sort. They did not go for David Cameron, despite the utterly slavish media support that he got, despite all the money from Lord Ashcroft and his friends, despite the fact that we'd had the recession and so forth. They didn't really want Cameron. There's obviously been, Gordon accepts that there was...
Well, he appears to be their least worst option. They certainly didn't give
Gordon Brown a ringing endorsement. What Gordon said was no party leader and no party won the election.
Let's be clear about the facts of the election. In the election, we take three main parties.
Yeah.
There is one party that lost both in terms of share of the vote and seats. That is Labour. There is one party that is behind the Conservatives. And on top of that, we've now got a Prime Minister who wants to stay on for 4 months, but is saying he's going to resign in 4 months' time. Now, none of that, with all due respect, Alistair Campbell, can be seen as a vote of confidence by the voters in the Labour Party.
But nobody's saying that it is. In fact, that's the whole point.
Well, you're saying nobody won. What I'm saying is, if you just look at the results, there is a party which clearly lost,
what you're
therefore saying, moved down.
Yeah, what you're saying, though, is that, look, David Cameron didn't do that much better than some of his predecessors, but look, I accept he got more seats and a bigger share of the vote.
My point is,
right, okay, but my point is, the situation constitutionally...
And the second point...
Can I answer the first one?
Yeah, well, the second point
answer the first one?
If you put together the percentages of the vote or the parliamentary seats, a Lib-Lab combination doesn't do it.
No, you'd then have to look at other parties. You'd have to look at other...
But
nor does a minority Tory government.
Yeah, but a Lib-Lab... A Lib Conservative coalition clearly has a majority and a majority of seats.
And that may happen. Yeah. And all that's happened today...
Why not do what Malcolm Wick says and just go quietly, accept that you lost this election? Why not do what David Blunkett says and accept that you lost this election?
Well, because I don't think that would be the right thing to do, because I don't think that's the verdict that the public have delivered.
National interest is actually what you're seriously thinking about in this.
Yes,
the nation needs 4 more months of Gordon Brown limping on until he resigns.
Adam, I know that you've been sort of spending the last few years saying Gordon Brown's dead meat and he should be going anyway.
I've not been saying that.
Well, you pretty much
show me where I said that once.
Adam, I don't want to go and
are you saying, in the national interest, what the nation needs is 4 more months of Gordon Brown?
I am saying there are three options. I am saying there are three options. One is a Tory minority. None of them are perfect. One is a Tory minority government. That would be perfectly legitimate, okay? It wouldn't be terribly stable. It might not last very long, but it's legitimate. The second is a Lib-Tory deal, either formal, which could be stable. But what's absolutely clear, Adam, you can't tell the Liberal Democrats to do things they don't want to do.
No, I'm not telling anybody.
No, but you're sort of saying it's an easy option for them. It's not. And what's coming through loud and clear from a lot of Liberal Democrats is that their activists and their supporters are saying, hold on a minute, we did not vote to get you to put David Cameron in power. We voted to stop that happening.
Well, did they vote to keep Gordon Brown in power?
They voted.
Did they vote to keep Gordon Brown in power?
No, they didn't, and Gordon's accepted that today,
so
which is why... No, but what does he do? What does he do? He just sort of says, right, here you go, David Cameron, come on in. You didn't actually get the vote you should have done. You didn't get the majority you said you were going to do.
You got a lot more votes and seats than me.
Yes, I know. Adam, you're obviously upset that David Cameron's not Prime Minister.
I'm not upset.
You are. You probably are.
Come on.
Don't keep casting aspersions on what I think.
Calm down.
I am commenting. Don't keep saying what I think.
This is live on television.
No, don't keep telling me what I think. This is what you do. You come on, you say, no one won the election.
Alistair,
no, don't. You talk to me. I'm fed up with you telling me what I think.
I don't care what you're fed up with. I don't care what you're fed up with. You can think what you like. I can tell you my opinion.
Don't tell me what I think.
I will tell you why I think you're reacting
Alistair,
so
you're being
No,
very.
I'm not, Jeremy.
No, you are being a bit provocative here, and unnecessarily
well, sometimes
so.
politics is about passionate things. He is saying Gordon Brown is no longer legitimately in Downing Street.
I'm saying if you look at the performances in the elections, Labour did worse than the Conservatives.
No, and I'm saying to you, no, they got more seats. Of course they did. The Tories got more seats.
So you do accept it?
Yes, but equally, Gordon Brown is constitutionally perfectly entitled to be Prime Minister.
Just tell
Let me finish this point,
how...
Let me finish this point. He has managed this situation, I think, perfectly properly. He's today announced he will not be the Prime Minister.
Can I ask you a simple question?
Yes.
Why hasn't he had a cabinet meeting before making this offer?
He's about to have a cabinet meeting now.
Yeah, but he hasn't had it now.
He's made the offer.
What can the cabinet do? Why haven't you had a meeting with the Parliamentary Labour Party like the Liberal Democrats and the Conservatives have had? In other words,
Gentlemen,
Adam, I didn't know you were so concerned about our procedures.
You, totally unelected, have plotted this.
Me? Well, and you're elected.
You're up here speaking about him, no, but he's...
No, that's because the minister's going to a cabinet meeting.
He's got a parliamentary party. You're the one who cooked it up. You're the one who's cooked this up with Peter Mandelson.
Let this debate carry on later.
Calm down.
Well,
let's just remind you,
you think I don't care about
Gordon Brown said a few minutes ago that seems to have led to this latest round of debate. This is Gordon Brown's statement.
If it becomes clear that the national interest, which is stable and principled government, can be best served by forming a coalition between the Labour Party and the Liberal Democrats, then I believe I should discharge that duty to form that government, which would, in my view, command a majority in the House of Commons in the Queen's speech and any other confidence votes. But I have no desire to stay in my position longer than is needed to ensure the path to economic growth is assured and the process of political reform we have agreed moves forward quickly. The reason that we have a hung parliament is that no single party and no single leader was able to win the full support of the country. As a leader of my party, I must accept that that is a judgment on me. I therefore intend to ask the Labour Party to set in train the processes needed for its own leadership election. I would hope that it would be completed in time for the new leader to be in post by the time of the Labour Party conference. I will play no part in that contest. I will back no individual candidate.
Gordon Brown speaking earlier this hour with a statement that has certainly sent some ripples out through the political community and through the financial community as well. We'll hear more on that in a minute. Let's go straight across to Joey Jones in the inside the House in the central lobby there with the very latest you're hearing from the corridors of power, Joey.
Yes, I've just been speaking to a very senior member of the Liberal Democrat Party who obviously is trying to come up to speed with the implications of what actually is going on here at the moment. This person said to me that his understanding was actually that the Lib Dems had said that they could not go into formal negotiations while Gordon Brown was there as leader of the party. So this goes presumably part way or far enough as far as the Lib Dems are concerned to doing that. I think it's really interesting that the Lib Dems, we've been trying to get confirmation from them that what Douglas Alexander said is accurate, which is that they actually want to go into formal negotiations. We have not been able to get that confirmation from them, despite obviously trying to reach them for the past 3/4 of an hour or so. But the Lib Dem, the senior